The biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
And we're back. Yes. Well, I still have these two beautiful women with me. Now we're going to talk. We're going to get into talking about Miss Tangie Roseboro, and she has her beautiful books here in the house. And I'm just picking up your stuff, right?
That's fine.
They say, but who cares? And that's a great book. And she also has another book. She's going to talk about this what's that?
Purpose for my destiny.
Purpose for my destiny. You know, I don't have my glasses on. And then we got spoken words. This is a great book. I have this book. So Tangie is awesome. And I just want to just dive in real deep, because I tell you, 2 hours is just not enough time when you're trying to give so much quality information. But Tangie, first I want to thank you for joining us today. Tangie drove all the way from South Carolina. That says a lot. That says a lot. So I just want to, we're just going to sit here, chit chat, and get into the meats and potatoes of what's going on walking in the life of Tangie outside of having this fabulous eyeshadow on. I'm looking at these eyes, girl. These eyes are like popping for days.
Oh my goodness.
I should have stepped my eyeshadow game up today. You see
too.
these eyeshadow? This eyeshadow is popping for days, y'all. Y'all, we need to do a close up on these eyes. This eyes is on fire. So Miss Tangie, tell us. Are you originally from South Carolina?
Yes, I am. Born and raised.
Okay.
In Gaffney.
And I just love how you talk in Gaffney. I just love that. I'll be trying to bring my southern twinkle twang out. So Gaffney, growing up in Gaffney, how was life like for you in Gaffney growing up?
It was rough.
Okay.
It was really, really rough. I have 2 other brothers and 2 other sisters, and it was rough. We stayed in a little small house, and it was my mom and my dad, and so it was rough. Yeah, we didn't have a lot, and so of course we was picked on a lot and called names and everything, but it's okay.
Okay.
Because everybody have their own opinion about you, and actually for me it helped to form me into who I am today.
Okay, so how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 brothers. One lives in Astoria, Queens, New York, and I have another brother who lives with me. His name is Darnell Adams, and I have 2 sisters, Denise Adams and Lillian Burst, and my other brother James Adams. He lives in New York.
Okay, so where do you fall at in the
I am
kitty lane?
the middle.
In the middle. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we got a couple other middlers around here. So and right now I know you have a nonprofit. What's the name of that business?
It's called We Girlz Rock.
We Girlz Rock.
Yes.
And We Girlz Rock started because of what? Why did you start that organization?
Well, I started We Girlz Rock for one because of things that I went through growing up. I really didn't have that support system that I would have liked growing up, and then mimicking my best friend who passed away at the age of 35 from cancer. I seen the lifestyle that she had with her mom, and so I was kind of jealous of that.
Okay.
But that's what I wanted to do with We Girlz Rock for the young ladies who doesn't have that type of lifestyle, the parent who can be there for them. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to do for the young ladies, to step in, not per se be their parent, but to direct them into positive pathways. So
is We Girlz Rock a supportive system for girls in like mentoring?
Yes, it's what it is. It's for ages. Well, I had it at first for ages 18 to 26.
Okay.
But that was such a struggle. For 2 years, I ran after these girls, and I tried my best to get them to want to change. But I had to really realize that they have to want it for themselves.
Right.
No matter how bad I want them to change. And I wasn't seeing any change. And so I took most of this year off just to restructure. And I said, I just asked God to show me what it is I need to do to make this organization effective for the young ladies. And so I had to drop the age to ages 12 to 17.
Okay. And at 12 to 17, so what is your primary focus at that age?
Well, Well, we also going to do the little girls. So we're going to start out at age 4 and go to age 11. And with that age group, what we're going to do is teach them etiquettes. We're going to teach them manners. We're going to work with them on their education and different things like that. And then with the bigger young ladies, with the older young ladies, we're going to work with them on body image, how to carry themselves respectfully as a young lady, as well as school academics. We want to build their self-esteem, their character, their confidence. We want them to become comfortable in who they are and not try to be someone else, but to be themselves. So that's
Right.
pretty much what we're offering.
Okay. So how long have you been doing that?
2 years. I
2 years?
founded the organization in 2014, November
Okay.
2014. It was actually supposed to be a one-time program that I was going to do with the high school. But when I called the meeting, everybody thought, it would be a good idea to start an organization. And I'm like, well, we don't have the organization money, so how are we going to start it? And then this one lady just spoke. She said, God gave you the vision, run with it. And that's pretty much what happened. And less than 3 weeks after that, I had my 501c3 and incorporated with the state of South Carolina. So
Okay.
here we are.
Yeah. And then too, you write grants and stuff like
Yes,
that, right?
yes. I have my master's degree in nonprofit management and leadership. So I do write grants. That class taught me how to write grants. But I don't write big grants. I don't like federal, state, and local grants because it's too much paperwork that goes into it. So I write local grants to like local businesses and foundations. I can pretty much write really good grants for those.
Okay. And then now tell me, how many children do you have? Did we say?
I have 5.
5 children. Oh
Yes.
And how many grandchildren?
I have 9 with the 10th one on the way.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That's exciting to have that the big family. So you kind of can you know what you want for your children, and that I'm sure transcend into your service that you do with the girls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I try to be a motivator to anybody that I come in contact, especially the young ladies. I have a lot of young ladies that call me a lot because within my organization, I'm a member of the United Way Gift and Kind Center. So every week I'm able to shop at the Walmart warehouse through the United Way, and I get anything Walmart sell other than food and clothes for free for 15 minutes. 30 minutes I get to shop. So I'm able to help young mothers with diapers and wipes and tissue and paper towels, soap, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, comforters, whatever Walmart sells that's
I heard
inside
it
that
said
warehouse,
before that
I can get it.
we work on our
and I give
dreams
it back
so we can
to the
thrive.
community.
Okay. Well, then that's perfect. Now tell me, at this point, that was 2 years ago in 2014 when you started the nonprofit, and now to date you've started another business.
Right.
And tell us about that business.
It's called Empowered Women on the Move. And everything just comes together, Wanda, from everything that I went through in my past, even from my childhood into my adulthood. I don't care what people say. A lot of times, if we don't rid that stuff, from our childhood, then we carry it over into our adulthood, and then we begin to make wrong choices and wrong decisions. But now when I look at all of that, it's part of my story. It's part of my plan because God already knew what I was going to go through even before I went through it.
Right.
So I had to go through that so that He could use me, to do what I'm doing today. So you're looking at a woman who had 5 children, living in the projects, no education because I quit school in the 10th grade, and I was on public assistance. And then I was in a very abusive relationship with my ex-husband who literally beat me for any and everything. So it was like I was walking on eggshells in my household. And I was afraid of him. And then I had 2 children in the hospital fighting for their life, both on life support due to sickness. So my life was all in shambles. And so you have people telling you you're not going to amount to anything. And nobody's going to want you. You know, your life is all screwed up. And you begin to believe that because you don't have anybody else pouring something positive into you. So the only way that I could process all of that is to be my own motivator. And my children were my motivation. You know, and I wanted them to be proud of who I was. And so I went back to school. You know, I got my degrees and everything just to be an inspiration to them and to other people. So with that, I just incorporated everything together, and I found other women who have such passion as mine, who also have a story, and we just collaborated, and this tour came about through a vision God gave me, because I don't care, you know, what we go through, we all have a story,
Right.
and it's not for us to keep. We have to be able to share that story so that we can help someone else come out. A lot of times people harbor stuff because they're afraid no one else will understand. But as we begin to share our story, other people will begin to be freed from that bondage of the things that they have gone through. So that's what the tour is about. We're going to tour the East Coast in 2017. It's already lined up all the way to the end of the year. And we're going in and we're making a life-changing life changer in the lives of the people that we touch. It's not about us. It's not about any of us.
Right.
It's all due to the glory of God and what He did for us. We're going to relay it over to the people. Not just the people, the children. We're not going to leave the children out because they need that as well. So
And that's good.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
So again, now where does this tour start?
It starts in January 2017, January the 18th through January the 19th through the 21st. We will be in Allentown, Pennsylvania. That's our first kickoff. So I'm so excited. And then in February, it's going to be here in Atlanta. Woohoo! And then March, we will be in Dallas, Texas. April, we will be in D.C. May, we will be in New York. June, we will be in Oklahoma and Detroit, but that's still up in the air, but I'm trying to get that confirmed. July, we will be in Philadelphia. August, we will be in Connecticut. In September, we will be in New Jersey. And then October, I think I'm going to leave October, November, December off so that everybody can recoup and come back for 2018.
That's already in the plan.
That's already in the plan because we already have Las Vegas, Beverly Hills, San Diego, and Mexico for the West Coast. So it's phenomenal. But you know, you have to realize whenever God gives you a vision, it's not, you can't be the driver of it. You have to allow God to be the driver of it. He just used you as a vessel to make it happen, you know, to go to those places. But it's all God. He's doing it.
Yeah.
He's doing it.
And that's pretty exciting to want to pour into people like that. And that's what, you know, we do as a people. We always want to see people get better and heal and stuff. So in your life, I know you talked about your babies being sick, and what was that struggle like inside of yourself when you had to be going back and forth to the doctor, and you know that. Talk about that. How was that?
It was rebellion. I rebelled against God because I was mad. At the time, I didn't know how to process that pain. You know, I had a son who had to have open heart surgery. So he was in Charleston at the medical university. And then I had my middle son who was born at 7 months, and he was on life support in Spartanburg Regional. So you're talking about 4 hours apart from each other, both in intensive care, fighting for their lives. And then I had 3 other children at home. My sister Denise had to take my baby girl and raise her as her own, which she's still there even today. But I was mad at God because I was like, why in the world would you put all of this on me? I don't understand it. And so I retaliated by going out to the clubs. I was drinking, I was partying, I was having fun, you know what I'm saying? But then I had to realize I'm not hurting God, I'm actually hurting me. And I'm hurting my children because they seeing me do things that I normally don't do. And so once I began to give it to God, I went to the chapel in Charleston, and I fell on my knees and I cried out to God and I said, Lord, help me. You know, I need your help. I need to know how to care for my sick children. And that's when He began to build me. It was only when I was able to surrender and ask Him to come in and help me. and it didn't happen overnight. It's a process. And so, but once God began to come in, it became a lot easier. I was more willing to accept the fact that I do have, two sick children who really need me, and that's how my baby girl ended up staying with my sister, which she's 23 now, and she just had a really breakdown not too long ago because she just felt like I gave her away. I didn't give her away. I didn't have no other choice. And so I thank God that I was able to keep her in the family, even though my sister raised her. But I had to just go into detail and let her know there's no way possible I could have raised you with what was going on in my life. So it was just a lot of chaos. But
Still a lot of healing.
Yeah, and it still is even to this day,
Right.
because I know that it harbors her. She harbors that. Don't understand. Her 4 other siblings stayed with me.
Right.
Why did I give her away? And that was one of her questions. Well, I don't understand why you gave me away. I didn't give you away, baby. I let you stay with my sister, and when it was time for me to get you back, you was older, and my sister had made such a great life for you. I would never come in and take you away from that, because what she give you, I cannot give you that. So that's why I let you stay. But anytime you want to come home, that door is open. So it hurt her, and because it hurt her, it hurt me. But we building, she goes with me a lot. She travels with me a lot because her dream is to be a model. So we working on it.
Right.
It's taking time.
And then too, that healing process, it never stops. I mean, people always it's like layers of healing that has to take place.
Yes.
So, and that's a good thing, and that's very encouraging for another mom that may be tuned in listening, that they can know that first of all, there's someone like them, because a lot of times we think that we're the only one going through this.
Right.
We're the only one mad at God, or we're the only one mad at ourselves. Is who we're mad at really when we put it in to perspective, is we just angry with life. So and for anybody listening, this is a great experience that you share with those people with that's hurting, and talking about relationships, talking about children being displaced from the family. And sometimes we do it for love. We do it because we love them, and it's very powerful that you can share that, to let somebody come into to know that there's healing. And I know on the panel that there's a lot of people involved with a lot of stories and a lot of gifts that can be shared. One of your other, like you were talking about the grant writing, and so you'll dive into showing people how to get the fundings and the monies that they need, because this is what I've discovered. When we have these things we want to do and we want to change, we need the resources. We need to know how.
Right.
So Tangie, share with us, after you went through the process of your babies being okay, did life get better or worse? Or
like I said, I got married, and God knows this is the God having truth. I did not know I was getting married. I did not know I was getting married that day, but I got married, and so I tried to make my marriage work. But I thought, even before I married him, I found out that he was on drugs and he was stealing from me. He got another baby. He just took me through so much, and so when we got married, I was thinking it was going to get better, but it got worse. I mean, it really got worse, and I didn't know if I was going to live or if I was going to die, because I could be driving with my children in the car, and he'd just reach over there and just start punching me in my face while I'm driving, and I'm not understanding why, and I was too afraid to fight back. And so I just began to pray and ask God to please remove this man out of my life. There's no way, God, you want me to stay with him. Now, I was big on saving my marriage because I take my vows serious, but I knew God didn't want me to stay in that. So he ended up going to prison for, we were married in 98. He went to prison in 99 for armed robbery, and they gave him a 10-year sentence. And so after he went to prison, I literally became homeless, me and my children. I moved in with my niece in the projects, but she had 5 children of her own, so it was hard for her. And I didn't want to be a burden on nobody else or whatever. So I moved. My friend guy I had at the time, he said, you can stay behind my mom's house. Wasn't nothing going on, you know what I'm saying? He was just a really good friend. A friend of mine, but he said you can move behind my mom's house in a barn. You know, she got an outhouse in the back. You and your children can stay there if you want to. So he ran power from his mom's house, and me and my children stayed in that little barn in the back of his house with kerosene heater. So we had shelter. I was grateful because we really could have been without anything. And so I was at my lowest. And the only thing that could happen was for God to raise me up. So I had to be cut down. And one day God spoke to me about, I was sitting at the park, and I just happened to look up, and I was just crying because of everything that was going on. And I just happened to look up and see this big oak tree. And at the top of the oak tree was a branch that was broken, and it was just barely hanging on. And the Lord spoke to me and said, "You're broken, just like this oak tree. But the kicker is the branch is still attached to the source, which it gets its power from, because the tree is the source, the roots." And so He said, "You're broken, but you haven't fallen off. So just continue to hold on, because I can mend you back together as long as you stay plugged into the source." And then I looked around at the grass. It was as if He was ministering to me through nature. I looked at the grass, and He said, every year the grass is cut. Summer after summer, day after day, it's cut. But it does nothing on its own to grow back. That's how you're feeling. You're feeling like you just cut to the lowest form. But if you just trust me, keep following my word, keep depending on me, I can rise you back up. That's what kept me. You know, I just knew that God was there with me all along. And to make a long story short, I was looking in the newspaper one day for a place, and I just happened to see this mobile home for sale. And it didn't say anything about credit, so I called them, and they told me to come in. And I went in, and it was a place, they had display houses up, but they would have to build them. So I'm like, there's no way possible I'll be able to get that with my credit. But anyway, to make a long story short, I ended up getting it for free. I received an acre of land and a mobile home, 4 bedrooms, 2 full bath, kitchen, dining room, living room, huge fireplace, everything for free. And that was just a setup by God, because the people that I bought it from, they was caught in a scam right after I closed on it. Right after I closed on it, the FBI came to my house and said that they were scamming folks. So they stopped all my house payments in 2012, and I haven't paid anything since.
Girl, stop.
Wow. Nothing.
That was all of that heartache and pain that you had went through.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. You know, sometimes when God bless us and we go back, you ever heard that it comes back worse? So when my husband got out of prison now, I thought he was changed, because while he was in prison, he was
writing you those letters.
Yeah.
baby letters.
he was writing me those letters, and he was showing me certificates where he had he was taking ministerial classes, and so I was like, yes, I got me a minister. Man, that dude come home, he was still the same.
That dude.
Wow. So I let him come back into my household, and that was the wrong thing, to do. And he ended up fighting me for my house, which I bought while he was gone, had it 10 years. No. And I ended up having to sell it because it was still, even though his name wasn't on it, it was still considered marital assets. So I ended up having to sell my home for $10,000, the land and all, just to get away from him. But you know what? I don't care, because that's material things, and if God blessed me that one time, He could bless me again. So I walked away with a peace of mind, and I haven't looked back since. In October of 2015, I became divorced. We had been separated for 4 years, but October 2015, God freed me from all of that. And even to this day, I still can hold a cordial conversation with him, because I don't hate him. Everything that he did to me, Wanda, he built me for this greatness that I am walking in today. So I am so grateful that he was in my life, because now I can take everything that he did to me and help another woman that's going through, and allow them to realize that your pain can become your purpose. And that's what this book is about. Allowing everything that you have gone through, all your hurt, all your tears, everything that you have gone through, allow God to use that for your purpose.
Right. And that's, everybody was just like blown away with that, right? And you definitely we all can relate to how somebody can come in and just destroy everything, and you be like feeling like, what the what, you know. So in the book, now one of them is a autobiography, right?
That's everything that I pretty much some of what
What
I
you
told
talked
you.
about is in the book. So guys, you want to hear the full story, purchase her book. And where can they find it at?
They can find it on Amazon.com. Just put my name, Tangie Roseboro, in there. TangieRoseboro, or they can contact me via my website, which is www.tangieroseboro.com, which I prefer because sometimes Amazon shipping and handling fees can be
Too much.
Yeah.
I tell anybody, just if you can, you got to go to a website. So why not come to the person that wrote the book's website, and then you can get some more information about them, what they're doing, other things, because you have a radio show, right?
Yes.
And what's the name of your radio show?
It's called Inspire Me Radio, and it's an amazing radio show. I offer it to people to come on in and allow me to interview them about what they have going on. Businesses, organizations, church news, conferences, whatever. I have NBA. I have had sports, NBA players, celebrities, regular people. It's for everybody. And I've also partnered with WDLS out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. I will be on there on Mondays and Tuesdays from 8 to 10, which will be my Inspire Me moment during during the show.
And that's on Mondays and Tuesdays?
Mondays and Tuesdays starting December the 12th. I will be on WDLS out of Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Okay, great. So tell us about the other book.
Okay, They Said But Who Cares? That's a book to free people, because we all sometimes care too much about what people have to say about us.
Right.
And that's something that God gave me, because I hear people, all the time, I'm not going to put that in my hair because people going to look at me like I'm crazy, or I'm not going to do that type of job because people don't think, so,
or I'm not going to do that because somebody might say something.
Exactly. So that's what that book is about.
I love the title.
Thank you.
Who say but
It's
they care.
to free people from thinking about or caring about what someone else has to say about them, because nobody have a place to put you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people tell you stuff out of jealousy, because they want to do exactly what you're doing. So that book right there is a really good book to help you overcome that type of thing, from worrying about what people have to say or what people think about you. Who cares? Really?
Who cares?
Yeah, really.
Just do it. And then you have your spoken word book, your book of poetry, because you're also a poet.
Yes.
And a writer. She's a phenomenal. When I tell y'all that she's a phenomenal woman, and I just want to say this. Tangie is so authentic and genuine, and she comes from the heart. She is serving, and that's what I that's you're serving. You're serving the universe, and that's a big job. That's a big responsibility.
Amen.
So if anybody if you can tell anybody, give anybody any tips to share any tips with someone about taking on a project of this magnitude, what would it be?
It would be to believe in what it is that you want to believe in, and don't stop until you manifest it. I mean, a lot of time people tell you, are you too old to do this? Are you too old to do that? Or, whatever. But if it's your goal, if it's your dream, then you don't stop. You do whatever it is that you have to do to reach and obtain your own goals and your own dreams. And sometimes this is a big thing right here. People don't like to invest in themselves. They want the big bucks starting out, but sometimes you have to step back and take an investment into yourself. And so that's why I'm here. Because I didn't generate anything from coming here, but it's exposure to what I have going on. So even if you don't get monetary, it's still, something that you can get from it. So don't always look for money whenever you're doing something. Just do it, because if you do it out of faithfulness and passion, God is going to bless it, and then He's going to open up another door for you. I have really met some really great people along this walk. And another thing, I want to say is that, don't be afraid to dream. And I say, if your dream is not big enough, if your dream doesn't scare you, then it's not big enough. You know what I'm saying? So dream big and don't stop. Go get it. Make it happen for you. And just trust that God will do that for you as well. Allow your faith to align with His power, and oh my God.
It's something, because anytime you can go through as many fires as you went through and came out, and like the name of our company, Walking Through the Storm, that represents we keep going. You
Right.
keep going no matter what.
Right.
You just don't stop. You don't
Right.
give up. So that's great, and I know you're accessible. You're very easy for people to reach. What's
Yeah.
the easiest way for people to get in touch with you?
Definitely through my website. I love it when I get messages from my website.
I'm gonna send you a message there.
Yes, please
on your
do.
website.
Please
on your
do.
website.
Yes, please do. www.TangieRoseboro.com. And again, We Girls Rock, which is www.wegirlz.rock.org. So yeah, that's what it's about. And I just want to say, don't think that just because you don't see the sun shining yet, that it's not ever going to come out. The rain has to stop sometime, but you have to be able to be ready to walk through that sunshine whenever it stops raining. You can't just become stagnated, because I tell people it makes no sense to me to go through a situation and then stay the same when you come out.
You
have
gotta
to
learn
be
something.
able to process it, baby, learn from it, and make it better.
That's
if
right.
not for nobody else, but for you and for your children.
That's right. We have a live studio audience. So does anybody have any questions for either one of the ladies? Tangie, Jewel, any questions? You had a question for Tangie, didn't you?
Well, it's really not a question. I just, I sympathize with what you've gone through. I mean, that's just amazing that you are where you are now. Girl, you're doing it. Wow.
Praises be to God.
It's breathtaking.
It really is.
When you take it all in, because I know when I met Tangie the first time, and she's just a sweet person. I mean, just totally sweet. So, she walks in it,
Yeah.
So we're talking like you're not here, like you're not sitting here in the seat.
I do want to
amazing.
say to the ladies, though, whenever, like, she got a dating site. I think that's so awesome. Y'all know I registered.
She
already.
did register.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. I forgot to mention that.
And but I have tried dating sites. But after my husband and I split up, I did try to date, but it just did not work out, and it only lasted 2 months. And so I knew then that God wanted me for Himself. So when you have to be able to surrender. I'm talking about surrender it all to God, out of His way from everything. So I am just so humbly grateful to say that I have been single for a year now. And God has kept me. I have no desires for anything but to serve God. And I just know that whenever God do allow the guy to find me who's supposed to be my husband, it's going to be great. And the reason why I say that is because one day he spoke to me and said, I built you from the rib of a man. So whenever that man that I took the rib from finds you, it's going to work, and you're going to know it, because your piece of rib that you were made from is going to fit him perfectly.
Wow.
So don't think that you always have to have a man in your life, because really you don't. Just surrender everything to God. The cleanup process, it doesn't feel good. The chiseling away from stuff, it doesn't feel good, but it makes you a better person. It makes you a more humble person. And I have to do this. This lady sitting back here, oh my God, prophetess. She's a prophet. Prophetess Sandy Johnson Sneed. Come
up here, prophetess. Get up here,
Yes.
Miss Sandy. I got a mic for you. Come over here. Come sit next to me. We got like 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
She's also on the tour. She'll be joining us on the tour.
Yes.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hello.
I really didn't come to do anything but to
I know,
support.
But that's okay. You're supporting. We just want to introduce one of the fine ladies from the Atlanta team.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yes, because we'll be rocking it out in February. But you're a part of the organization. Are you super excited? Because I'm jacked up.
I'm excited. I am. I don't know what word I want to describe,
Okay.
but I'm excited to be working with this great woman of God. I know it was a divine connection, because God always give me confirmation. Because when I came and you said the D was for Denise, I said, all right, now that's my middle name. See, God always will confirm when you're doing the right thing that He wants you to do. So I'm excited. And she is a blessing. She's sweet, and she is real. That's what I like about her.
So tell us what you do.
Oh, I got a lot of hats. I'm a pastor, I'm a prophetess, a business owner, and just all that God wants me to be. I always stay open to God. I always stay open and make
And she's so
clear the
beautiful. She's a
room,
beautiful-
clear way for whatever God is to do, because we're the head and not the tail. We're above
Exactly.
only and not beneath.
That's
So I
right.
stay open to do whatever God has called me to do.
And I just say, everything that she's a prophetess, and she is a true prophetess of God, because
Wow.
everything, I mean, absolutely everything she has ever spoken to me has came true, has came to pass.
Okay.
So
beautiful.
it's so awesome to have her with, you know,
To God
that's
be the
my,
glory.
that's my angel.
To God be the glory. I just want to say this
Our
to
heavenly
everybody.
angel.
Lunch, you remember today you said laugh out loud. There's something behind that, because God gave me that we're in a season where we need to launch out into the deep.
Okay.
That's for everybody.
Right.
Whatever it is, your business, your ministry, whatever it is, don't be afraid to jump out into the deep.
Right,
All right.
right. That's beautiful. Well, you know what? I'm so honored that you all took the time to come in. Like I said, we got a full house. We got people that came late that they're out there, and then too we have another show coming on. So I want to invite you back on the
Okay,
show.
to God.
You know, because we're going to talk more, and as we take this year 2017 coming in, that's going to be a powerful, you know, it's always exciting for the new year. To me, I find it always exciting to start a new year. But then when you're a part of a project and it's titled empowered,
Yes.
you know, empowered women and being
Yes.
on the move. I mean, like that's so much energy right there, just being projected and swirling around. So I'm excited, and I want to keep this platform open so the people can keep up with what we're doing and how we're changing people, and to get those testimonials and come and share those, you know, with people, because we have to stay, you know, positive, in a positive light, and positive about encouraging others to walk in the same energy. This program was a representation of that bursting out of that cocoon of we are enough. You know, I am enough is a mission, it's a statement. It's to be carried out into whatever we do. So we always want to encourage people to get in touch with us, to call, to let us know that you want your voice to be heard. This is a beautiful platform. There's always beautiful people to come and meet and mix and mingle, and we stay connected, we stay in touch. So I often have these celebrations of, you know, like, come on back on the show, and, you know, call in and text in, and let's gather together and let's do some other things, because that's what we are people that work together, you know. So we like to think that here on our show that we take very good care of our guests. No thanks to me, my team is awesome. And we right now we're just on once a month, first Sunday, and then we have other shows on the Flavor Aid platform, because it's a Flavor Aid platform. So we have other shows, Success Show, and I think it's Christie's on the Move show, and then Keisha does the Fifth Friday. So there's always some beautiful people going on. And look at there's my book right there. And you all, you know, my book is for sale. It's $24.95. That's with the CD, but without the CD, then it's $14.95. And we just want to thank everybody I just want to thank you all. I mean, I always love, hug, kiss. You know, I'm that person that I'm really so humble that people really take, that had your name on it. People that had your name on it. That people take the time out to tune in and to show up and to show out, you know, because that's what we do here on the I Am Enough Talk Show. You can catch us every first Sunday on Instinct Radio. You can also follow us on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and we have many business pages. The easiest way to connect with us is through our website, and that's at empowered, WTTSempowered.com. WTTSempowered.com. And we also have another website, which is IamEnough365.com. So either one of those websites, you can check us out and stay connected. And we just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Facebook family, can we say yay?
Yay!
And also, we want to just say happy New Year, because we will be back actually on the 1st.
Wow.
That's right.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
I think that's powerful.
That's
You know,
pretty
we will be back. Our show will be next year, 2017, the 1st of January. So please join us. But we're going to say Happy New Year and Merry for those that celebrate Christmas or the holidays. So we're going to say goodbye for now. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you all real soon.
Real soon.
Bye.
Thank you.
The biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.